Good afternoon, everyone. It is Jen Norland. It is the last day of 2022. I know a lot of people are thinking about New Year's resolutions, about stepping into a new year. And I wanted to give you my thoughts on stepping into the next year and something that I have been doing and will continue to do throughout the day today, and why it's important to me. That is uh, cleaning things out, cleaning out closets, cleaning out old files. I've been cleaning up the files on my computer. I've cleaned out my office. And for me, when I have things that I need to get rid of, let's say I go through my closet, I have clothes that I need to get rid of. When I choose to get rid of things either that don't fit anymore, that I don't like, rather than holding on to them in the hopes that maybe, at some point I'll need them, or at some point I'll want to have them or fit back into them, or, whatever it is. My life is what is on the outside, what is around me is a reflection of what I carry inside. So for me, like when I have dishes in the sink and shit all over the counter, it is something that really seems to throw me off. That doesn't happen so much now that it's just me and my dogs living in my house. But, when I see that every day and I see like, it just takes up this energy, this part of my energy that A is not necessary. And B is just, there's nothing good that is, that serves. And so for me, this is why at the end of the year, and it's not just at the end of the year, I think it's important to do it other times too, but the end of the year is something, a time of year that really kind of brings all of us into this awareness of what comes next. So, cleaning things out is important. It is, whether it's, cleaning out your closet or your pantry or your garage or your basement, because, I don't have a basement in this house, but often we put things in places where they're out of sight, out of mind, and yet they're taking up space. They're taking up the space in our homes. Often they're taking up energetic space in our minds. And I think it's important because when we can clean these things out that we don't want, that we don't need, that we're never going to use again, or maybe we're hanging on to them just in case I need that in the future. We don't see what's right in front of us. We don't see the things that are useful and helpful to us right now when there's all this shit in the way. And another thing, and this is more for me, this is more in my relationships, in my how I move forward, is if I don't clear things out, like I carry it with me into the next day. And let's go back to dishes in the sink. If I don't do my dishes, I know that's something that for me takes up space and energy that, and I finally get to the point where it's the breaking point. If I clear those things, then that I don't have to wake up the next morning and come downstairs and go, oh God, dishes are still in the damn sink. And, refresh that energy each morning. And I think that's really important, especially in our relationships. I was in a relationship where I called it the mountain, and it was, we bring these energies forward and couldn't seem to get beyond them, to get beyond the hurt, to get beyond the, whatever it was. And so we carried them into the next argument or the next discussion or whatever it was. And I called it the mountain. That was the name that I had for it. And I think that so often we can bring this, a lot of us call it emotional baggage. And it tends to come out in our relationships. And so when we bring that forward, and again, this can come out in how our homes are, or the things that we keep around. And if we keep bringing those things forward, we create more of the same. We create more of whatever it is we've created. And so for me to release those energies, to release those things, and in relationships, even in the relationship with ourselves, often what this requires is forgiveness and surrender to something different, even if we don't know what that looks like. A lot of times it's healing the hurt and the pain and the wounding that we've received or that we have carried in our lives. And that can be a hard thing to do. However, that is what opens up space to create something new. So we either stay in this pattern of having to hold on to it and creating more of what we know, because when we carry things forward and we expect the same outcome, we create the same thing. It's through releasing those energies, those beliefs, those patterns that have resulted in the same cycles over and over and over repeating. When we can release those, when we can forgive those, when we can move forward from those and have space for creating something new, creating something in a different way that doesn't come from this old emotional baggage and, the mountain, then that's when we can create something new. That's when we can create a different life. That's when we can create a different dynamic in a relationship. And I think that to me is what, physically, what cleaning out my house, what, shredding papers that are old that I don't need. That's what that represents to me. And, the new year is a big time to do that. But if we let's look at nature. There are so many cycles in nature. Look at the cycle of the moon. The full moon is, it's when it's at its peak. And that is a time to remind us to release the things that aren't serving us in our life. In the fall, when we see the leaves drop from the trees, that is a release so that when the springtime comes, there's room for new growth. There's room for that, that next level. And to me, that is how we get to the next level of our best self. We can not step into our best self today if we're dragging all this shit from the past. Does that mean this is going to be the best self that we ever are? No, absolutely not. But to be able to be our best self today, we can't bring all this old energy and these old feelings and these old emotions forward that have created a situation that is not allowing us to step into the best of who we are. So to me, this is what today means to me. This is, for me, more important than setting specific goals that can be measured or weighed or whatever in the new year, because I know that when I am cleaning up my energy, when I am cleaning up the energy in my home, when I am cleaning up the things that take me away from being able to focus on the things that I want and that I desire, as I clean all those up, I'm able to stay on the path that is right for me. I'm able to have more clarity in my mind, in my thoughts, in my desires, in my actions and my choices and my decisions and my beliefs, so that I can move forward in a way that helps me get closer to the things I desire. And I think that, at least from what I have experienced in my life, that is so much more powerful than setting a specific goal only to later be disappointed because it didn't happen the way that I thought it should, or disappointed because something else came into my life that, took me off the trajectory to reach that goal and to be able to measure that progress. That's not to say that we shouldn't have an idea of what we want or what we desire or whatever. And you know, if you're a goal setter, that's great. This is just something that has really worked for me to shift and change my life in a way that helps me stay on the path, you know, helps keep things cleared out and helps me to be able to stay focused and centered on the things that I want. So I hope you guys are having a great day. Happy New Year. Tomorrow is the first day of 2023, and I hope you have clarity around what you desire. If you don't, you know, think about what I've said today. Maybe clear out some of the old and clear out some of the energies that are keeping you from stepping into that next level of who you want to be, of what you want to bring into your life. And let me know how you do. Let me know how it goes. So thanks for joining me. I'll talk to you soon.